This looks a little different. What's up with that? Hey everyone, this is James from Famous Quest, and I'm trying out my webcam because I figured it'd be a little bit easier to get my immediate thoughts on here. Just going to give real quick thoughts on what I thought of Microsoft and EA's conferences here at E3 2013. First off, Microsoft, obviously, they were the first today. Interestingly enough, a lot of people were pretty negative about the unveiling of the Xbox One, and it was funny that Microsoft pretty much just ignored all that and ignored pretty much mentioning any of the features that people are upset about or kind of controversial, and basically just didn't address them at all. For people like me who are very hesitant on the system itself because of these features such as not quite always on, but practically always on, and the disk install not used, that whole thing. So they didn't address that at all, so I'm still pretty wishy-washy on the system itself. However, what they did do was show some pretty good games. They had some exclusives. Titanfall looks pretty good. They reportedly have been paid a large amount of money. They have paid a large amount of money for that to be an exclusive. I'm kind of excited for the Plants vs. Zombies shooter game. I actually think that might actually transition decently. I don't know if I can really see that as a full retail game, but it would be a very strong download. So I think that's cool, and that's also going to be on the 360, and probably other systems as well, but we'll see. Overall, in terms of showing games, I think they did a solid job. Price point, $4.99. That's about what I expected it to be, honestly, with the Kinect being included. But I still think that's pricey in today's times where a lot of people expect a whole bunch for $500. Especially when a lot of people, maybe they don't have $500. So, do I think it's too high? Maybe not for what it offers, but maybe they should have just cut the Kinect and sold it for $100 less. That's my opinion. So we're just going to go on straight on to EA. EA actually had a pretty solid conference, thanks mostly to DICE. Showed off some Battlefront, a 64-player multiplayer, looked very nice, very fun. Earlier we'd seen a little bit of the campaign for Battlefield, but that's not really what sells those games, and so I'm glad that in EA's conference they finally show, what most people are going to be spending their time with the new Battlefield, which is, large multiplayer maps full of tons of features and weapons and players going on. I was intrigued. I don't usually play games that much online, but this looked like a huge, arena. That's something that I would even be interested in. So I think that was well presented. Number one breakout, of course, for EA was what they did at the end, which was Mirror's Edge 2. Very exciting. Long rumored, long hoped for. I'm very excited for that, and I'm glad that they decided to do that. It's more of a for the fans thing, I think, than actually, selling units, because I think Mirror's Edge 1 did okay, but not really a ton of sales, so that was really cool. Spent most of their conference with some kind of awkward sports conferences, and honestly, they weren't that exciting, but they did show that they're, working on some improvements for next gen. Dribbling animations and stuff. They went on far too long about it, but there's some nice touches that I think will make this year's round of sports games that much more interesting, that much more realistic, and who knows, maybe someday they'll even be able to get me to buy one. I don't know. Anyway, we have Ubisoft coming up, and Sony, which is the one I'm most excited for. Nintendo Direct is tomorrow. They're not actually at E3, but they're doing a Nintendo Direct conference during that time. So, assuming that this video turns out okay in terms of quality and everything, expect another response video of this sort on that coming up the next day or so. Thanks for watching. This is James from Famous Quest. Follow us at Famous Quest, and please subscribe if you liked. We do all kinds of video games, Let's Plays, and bad movie reviews. Alright, thanks for watching.